Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
In May of 2020, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCCB, Committee for Religious Liberty began tracking incidents of arson, vandalism, and other destruction at Catholic sites across the United States. October 10 marked the 100th incident, satanic and other hateful graffiti scrawled on the walls before Sunday Mass at the Cathedral Basilica of the Immaculate Conception in Denver, Colorado. Cardinal Timothy M. Dolan of New York, Chairman of the Committee for Religious Liberty, and Archbishop Paul S. Coakley of Oklahoma City, Chairman of the USCCB's Committee on Domestic Justice and Human Development, issued the following statement. These incidents of vandalism have ranged from the tragic to the obscene, from the transparent to the inexplicable. There remains much we do not know about this phenomenon, but at a minimum, they underscore that our society is in sore need of God's grace. In all cases, we must reach out to the perpetrators with prayer and forgiveness. True, where the motive was retribution for some past fault of ours, we must reconcile. Where misunderstanding of our teachings has caused anger toward us, we must offer clarity. But this destruction must stop. This is not the way. We call on our elected officials to step forward and condemn these attacks. We thank our law enforcement for investigating these incidents and taking appropriate steps to prevent further harm. We appeal to community members for help as well. These are not mere property crimes, this is the degradation of visible representations of our Catholic faith. These are acts of hate. The USCCB's Committee for Religious Liberty and Committee for Domestic Justice and Human Development previously issued a statement on church vandalism on July 22, 2020. The Committee for Religious Liberty's Beauty Heals project, launched in response to the destruction of Catholic statues, features videos from various dioceses discussing the significance of sacred art. The committees are advocating for increased funding for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's nonprofit security grant program. Now in its fifth year, the World Day of the Poor was established by Pope Francis with the aim of raising awareness of the cry of the poor and suffering, and will be celebrated on Sunday the 14th of November 2021. In preparation for this moment that affects the whole Church, the Pope will go privately to Assisi on Friday the 12th of November, to the Basilica of St. Mary of the Angels. Pope Francis will privately meet a group of 500 poor people from different parts of Europe and will spend a moment of listening and prayer with them. Over 100,000 children have already enrolled in this year's A Million Children Praying the Rosary initiative, organized by Aid to the Church in Need International, ACN, which will take place on October 18, 2021. Emails and messages from dioceses, missions, and parishes from all over the world have been pouring into the head office and national delegations of ACN, raising the hope that the official number of participants will be higher than last year. A total of 44 countries are already confirmed, ranging from Afghanistan to Zambia and including Colombia, Ghana, Lebanon, Peru, South Africa, Sierra Leone, South Sudan, Venezuela, Mozambique, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. A recent message from a diocese in Myanmar expresses the hope that praying the Rosary can bring to communities. I thank you very much for inviting us to participate in the worldwide prayer campaign 1 Million Children Praying the Rosary. I have sent notification to all parish priests to organize the faithful in the parishes, says a local church leader, who for security reasons prefers to remain anonym. The situation has been bad for months now. The pandemic is rather severe in our area. All the villages are in lockdown. Praying the Rosary daily is the only source of strength physically and psychologically in the villages. Our diocese will join you and pray for you and for your intentions. I am ever grateful to you for all concerns, love, kindness and generous support, he concludes. This year the initiative will also count on the official support of the Pope's Worldwide Prayer Network, the World Apostolate of Fatima and of the Shrine of Fatima itself, which is so intimately connected to the Rosary. In another message, from the Apostolic Vicariate of Aguarico, in Amazonian Ecuador, Bishop Adalberto Jimenez Mendoza pledges his commitment to the initiative and informs ACN that at least 2,500 children will be taking part, a number that is expected to rise to 7,500 if family members are included as well. The 1 Million Children Praying the Rosary initiative was inspired by the words of Padre Pio who, when he saw a group of children reciting the prayer, said when 1 million children pray the Rosary, the world will change. The number of participants in this initiative has been increasing every year, with the aim of reaching at least 1 million officially registered participants. Families, parishes, or dioceses that are interested in participating in this day of prayer can register here. ACN provides leaflets, posters, and other material in dozens of languages, with new ones being added regularly, that can be downloaded for free here. The information pack contains instructions on how to pray the Rosary, short meditations for children on the mysteries of the Rosary, and an act of consecration to Our Lady for children. This year the initiative is centered around Saint Joseph, with quotations from the apostolic letter Patris Corde, with a Father's Heart, written by Pope Francis to mark the year of Saint Joseph. This year's campaign will encourage children to pray hand in hand with Our Lady and under the protection of Saint Joseph, says Cardinal Piacenza, president of ACN International, who recalls that Saint Joseph, as patron of the Universal Church, is a great example for us of how God can turn all things to good through our prayer, our fidelity and our obedience to His Word. The prominent former Anglican Bishop of Rochester, in the United Kingdom, Dr. Michael Nazir-Ali, has joined the Catholic Church. The Personal Ordinariate of Our Lady of Walsingham, established for Anglicans seeking full communion with the See of Peter, announced that the former Anglican Bishop of Rochester was received into the full communion of the Catholic Church by Monsignor Keith Newton on the feast of St. Michael and all the angels. With the permission of the Holy See, he will be ordained to the Catholic priesthood for the Ordinariate in due course. Commenting on his reception, Dr. Nazir-Ali said, "I believe that the Anglican desire to adhere to apostolic, patristic and conciliar teaching can now best be maintained in the Ordinariate. Provisions there to safeguard legitimate Anglican patrimony are very encouraging and, I believe, that such patrimony in its liturgy, approaches to biblical study, pastoral commitment to the community, methods of moral theology and much else besides has a great deal to offer the wider Church. I am looking forward to receiving from the riches of other parts of the Church, while perhaps making a modest contribution to the maintenance and enhancement of Anglican patrimony within the wider fellowship. Ministry in the Church of Pakistan, in the Middle East generally, in the Church of England and the wider Anglican communion remains precious to me, and I see this as a further step in the ministry of our common Lord and of His people. At this time, I ask for prayers as I continue to pray for all parts of the Church." Monsignor Newton, the Ordinary of the Personal Ordinariate of Our Lady of Walsingham, said, "Since its erection in 2011, Michael has always shown great interest in the development of the Ordinariate in the United Kingdom. Those of us who serve the Catholic Church within the Ordinariate of Our Lady of Walsingham are delighted at his reception into full communion and forthcoming ordination. He brings a great experience of the Anglican communion and is in a unique place to articulate that Anglican patrimony, described by Pope Benedict XVI as a treasure to be shared, which now has an honored place in the Universal Church." Michael Nazir-Ali was born in Pakistan in 1949 and has both British and Pakistani citizenship. He holds many academic awards including from the universities of Karachi, Oxford, and Cambridge, as well as a Lambeth Doctor of Divinity. He has taught and researched at a number of institutions and continues to teach and supervise research. He was ordained an Anglican priest in 1976 and served in England and Pakistan before being consecrated Bishop of Raywind in 1984. He was the General Secretary of the Church Missionary Society, 1989 to 1994, before his appointment as Bishop of Rochester in 1994. As such, he entered the House of Lords in 1999 and was active in the areas of international relations, dialogue among people of different faiths, freedom of expression and speech and defense of human dignity at every stage of life. He resigned as Bishop of Rochester in 2009. Since then he has been Director of Oxtrad, Oxford Centre for Training, Research, Advocacy, and Dialogue. Oxtrad's mission is to prepare Christians for ministry in situations where the Church is under pressure and in danger of persecution. He is the author of many books and his hobbies include cricket, hockey, table tennis, reading and writing poetry and reading detective fiction. Michael has been married to Valerie since 1972 and they have 2 adult sons.
Watch our programme every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Catholic News World channel. God bless.
Please subscribe to Catholic News World's YouTube channel. Thanks and God bless.